Hi, everyone. Today I'll be presenting on The Force of Things by Jane Bennett. It's the first chapter of a text, Vibrant Matters. A dead rat, pollen, a pile of garbage, stem cells, and starving worms. These are some of the major protagonists of Bennett's Vibrant Matter. The book problematizes our understanding of life and matter as we know it and proposes a politics of vital materiality. A vital materialist approach focuses on deprivileging humanity over inanimate matter and erasing boundaries between life matter, human animal, organic, inorganic. It asserts that all things, living and non living, are ontologically one, formally diverse. Bennett carries forward the agenda set forth by new materialist theorists like Haraway and Barad. She borrows the term actants from Bruno Latour, because she prefers things to objects and actants to things. The problem with objects is that they have already been encapsulated by human conceptualizations. Things, on the other hand, possess a certain recalcitrance. They are intelligent and self organizing. Actants are her favorite term because they are emblematic of an efficacy. They can do things and produce alterations. What is important to understand here is that humans are never the sole proprietors of change. Change occurs when human actants interact with the non human ones within an assemblage. Bennett offers a horizontalization of ontology and agency. She chastens us of our fantasy of human authoritarianism. Her world is one swarming with vibrant matter, and she wants us to engage in intellectual and sustainable encounters with it. Now, why are we blind to the vitality of matter? What is the problem with us? Bennett believes it is the rampant capitalism of 21st century. She critiques the idea of American materialism as being anti-materialistic. And we are all unfortunate products of a culture of hyper-consumerism, where the life cycle of products is getting shorter. We are being driven by the self-motivated interest of a capitalist economy to discard the old and make space for the new. Now let's pause for a moment here and think about it. Where does all the junk that we create goes? Here are some stats to give you all some perspective. Canadians produce 720 kilos of waste per capita annually. That is 10 times as much as that produced by a half dozen African countries. 7% higher than that of the United States and twice of what is produced by Japan. And that is not even the worst of it. About 2.8 million tons of plastic ends up in Canadian landfills every year. That is equivalent to the weight of 24 CNTAs. Only 9% of it gets recycled and 91% re-enters the atmosphere as a pollutant. So what do we do about it? How can we create a political ecology for a sustainable future? Here, Bennett proposes one of her most crucial ideas of think bar. What is think bar? Think bar refers to the ability of inanimate objects to produce changes and alter the course of events. It points to the vibrancy and agency of non-human actants beyond human perceptions and uses. She argues that even human life is invested in and a constituent of think bar. Or to put it more dramatically, we are things, walking, talking minerals. A realization of this vital materiality of non human actants can cure us of our megalomaniacal and narcissistic tendencies to destroy and destruct. It can allow us to enter into more responsible interactions with things. But how can we sensitize ourselves to the thing power of stuff? Bennett encourages us to use our imagination. We have to make stuff strange, to let ourselves be fascinated by things. And in those moments, let our senses linger. This can help us view the vital materiality that we share with the non human agents, plants, animals, earth, and commodities, and then be able to treat them more strategically and economically. So when Bennett sees waste, she does not see it as being dead or inanimate or simple rubbish. Waste has a vitality and a power. It is capable of producing social, economic, and biological changes beyond human will. For example, it can nourish the soil. It causes pollution and global warming. Microorganisms feed off it. It is also a symbol of social and political affluence. The photo that you see here right now is one from the Mumbai slums. So, lower wage localities are often characterized by poor sanitation and lack of waste disposal facilities. So, in this case, garbage is actually a sign of the social boundaries that exist in society. Inspired by Bennett, I decided to do a little study of my own where I try to actualize her concept of think power. So, one object that I think can connect to all of us is the most obvious one: fuel. What is the think power of fuel? And this thought came to me when I was getting my car filled with gas. I decided to divide the think power into two spectrums: production and consumption. Now, here is where it gets interesting: the production. So, most of the fuel that we get is from the oil sands in Alberta. The photos right here illustrate the extent of damage that has been caused to the boreal forest in order to extract oil. But are the humans the only ones who have thought about this change? I would like to argue, using Bennett's theory, that no. It was the presence of the non human actants, oil, ores, minerals, resources, land, and so on, that actually brought about these changes, that drew the humans to Alberta. It was the interaction between the two that created this. The photos that you see here are of ducks who landed on the toxic waters belonging to the oil factories and died as a result of it. Again, humans had not planned this. We had not planned this. These were changes that were brought about by the spontaneity of nature, by the so called non living actants. Humans had not planned this. This was beyond the scope of their imagination. Many communities had to be relocated from Alberta because the waters of the river were getting poisonous. Again, this was not planned by humans. Things have an efficacy of their own, and this is precisely the point that Bennett is trying to make. On the consumption side, fossils cause pollution. They can cause lifestyle changes along with other actants such as humans, us, automobiles, roads, and so on. They cause obesity and cardiovascular diseases. The production of fuel has actually caused wealth disparities in Canada. People are being levied higher taxes in Alberta. Again, changes beyond the scope of humans. So the point that I'm trying to make here is that a non-human actant, fuel witches, has acted as a vibrant matter and produced lively yet unpredictable results, results that were not always desirable. And yet, what we have to understand is that these were not under the dominance of humans. Material exhibited a vibrancy of its own, matter exhibited a vitality of its own. It also foregrounds the important idea that we need to move beyond our conceptions of protecting a wilderness. Instead, we are at risk at our homes, workplaces, and surroundings. The transformation, therefore, must be at the level of our thoughts and actions, and this is exactly what was Bennett's motivation in writing Vibrant Matter. Like Bradotti, she wants to propel us towards affirmative action. We have to understand that we are all in this together, and our survival depends upon the formulation of a political ecology for an environmentally conscious future. And this can only be achieved through an acknowledgement of the potency and vibrancy of non human agents. Thank you, everyone. That was my presentation. I hope you enjoyed.